A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In recent discussions surrounding the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, a significant narrative has emerged, suggesting that former U.S. President Donald Trump is acting as a Russian ally. This alarming perspective raises concerns about the future of Ukraine and the role Europe must play in countering such influence. As the war rages on, it is crucial to analyze the implications of Trump's proposals and the potential consequences for Ukraine's sovereignty. The dialogue surrounding a Russian-American peace proposal has been met with skepticism, particularly given the historical context of Russia's actions in Ukraine. The idea that Ukraine should surrender territory, especially in the Donbass region, is not only unconstitutional, but also poses a severe threat to Ukraine's defense capabilities. Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, has been characterized as having a pro-Russian inclination, which undermines the gravity of the situation. The notion that Ukraine could be compelled to relinquish land is deeply troubling, as it would lead to political chaos and division within the Kyiv administration. Russia's strategy appears to exploit any peace negotiations to regroup and prepare for further aggression. Ukraine's determination to hold onto its territory is commendable, yet the pressure from the U.S. administration to capitulate is palpable. The Trump administration's approach seems to prioritize business interests over the principles of democracy and sovereignty, which could have dire consequences for Europe as a whole. European leaders are beginning to recognize the need for a united front against Russian aggression. Recent meetings between Sir Keir Starmer, French President Emmanuel Macron, and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz in London have emphasized the importance of solidarity with Ukraine. Merz's skepticism regarding the proposed peace plans highlights the need for Europe to reclaim its leadership role in this crisis. The Trump administration's perspective, which views Europe as a liability rather than an ally, is misguided and detrimental to the collective security of the continent. As the situation unfolds, it becomes increasingly evident that Europe must take the reins in diplomatic negotiations. The proposed Russian-American peace plans, which endorse territorial concessions and undermine Ukraine's military strength, are unacceptable. Instead, Europe should leverage the 300 billion euros of Russian assets frozen in European banks to bolster Ukraine's defense capabilities. A comprehensive multilateral defense treaty with Ukraine, independent of NATO commitments, could serve as a powerful deterrent against further Russian aggression. The reality is that Russia's military is overstretched, and its capacity to engage in a prolonged conflict with a united European front is limited. Ukraine has demonstrated remarkable resilience in its fight against Moscow, and it is imperative that Europe recognizes this strength. A ceasefire must be negotiated from a position of strength, where the threat of a coordinated European military response looms large over Russian forces. Only by demonstrating a willingness to defend Ukraine's sovereignty can Europe hope to achieve a lasting peace. The stakes are high, and the consequences of inaction could reverberate throughout the continent. The time has come for Europe to assert its leadership and take decisive action in support of Ukraine's sovereignty. The lessons of history remind us that complacency in the face of aggression can lead to dire consequences. Europe must not allow itself to be sidelined in this critical moment. The future of Ukraine, and indeed the stability of Europe, depends on a unified and resolute response to the threats posed by Trump and Russian aggression. As the world watches, Europe must rise to the occasion and demonstrate its commitment to defending democratic values and the principles of sovereignty. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.